Hello, my name is Chris and welcome to Yogventures video log number 3. Today I'm going to show off the terrain a little bit more. We made some more progress. As you can see, the cubic voxels are now properly rendered as marching cube voxels. The terrain looks vastly different, I'm sure you'll notice. There was a lot of confusion about my last video log about why we needed cubic voxels and were we still going to use marching cubes and things like that. Yes, we definitely are. This is not actually marching cubes that is generating our terrain anymore. I've kind of implemented a different system altogether, but it generates this nice smooth rolling hills and continuous mesh. No longer needs to be just the blocky voxel rendering. There is some confusion about whether or not there's going to be voxels. We have to use voxels. We've always said it's going to be a sandbox game based on voxels, but as you can see, we're going to use different rendering methods to represent that voxel data. Voxels are just a 3D pixel. You can just think of it like that. So the most basic form of a 3D pixel is a cube. So that's why when we're building with these cubes here, it looks very familiar, I'm sure. Every game that's going to use voxels is going to have this as their basic building block, is a 3D cube grid. So see, we've got lots of stuff left to do. But it's not the only thing that you can do with voxels. It's just the first thing. And we had to get this working right in order to start doing things like, as you can see, the terrain rendering and generation and things like that. And then we're going to be able to do other stuff. We're going to be able to build with more complex models and things than just cubes. The cubes was the very first thing that we had to get working, and that's why I was excited that I finally got it working at a reasonable frame rate with a reasonable amount of data usage. This is the very first steps that we need to take to make a really robust building game where you are able to build pretty much as creatively as you want. Now, as you can see, we've got to work on a lot of stuff like the transition between what we're building and the smooth generated terrain. We're going to have tools that you can edit this terrain, and it won't just be by building blocks. You'll be able to actually edit the data underlying this, generating this smooth mesh and things like that. And we'll fill in these holes and things like that, But, this is why we're making video logs as we progress, so that everyone can be up to speed with where we are and how it's progressing and what's entailed in creating a game like this, because that's part of what the Kickstarter was all about, was allowing the backers to share the experience of creating this game. So anyway, as you can see, not a cubic voxel world, just using cubic voxels as a underlying data source, and editable data source at that. So I hope that solves that conundrum that everyone was feeling, and I really hope that the backers appreciate what's going on here. I got a couple of comments from people that they were disappointed that they had backed Yogventures, and that's the last thing I ever want to happen. I want everyone to feel confident about what we're building and that the game's going to be awesome and what you expect it to be. So we've got a long way to go. Thanks again to all the backers who's making this possible, and until next time, I'll see you later.